I think that is fueling this Jackson State team this season, and they don't want to have those slip-ups this year.
Yeah, the year before that NCAA tournament loss to LSU, they had lost to Kim Mulkey at her previous stop at Baylor. Perhaps looking for a third chance last year before Southern intervened, and they had to settle for the WNIT. Underway here at the Moody Center. Great to have you with us, along with our Longhorn Network family, here to close out non-conference play between the Tigers and the Longhorns. As the opening look, second chance opportunity is denied for Maya Crump. The transfer from Lamar out of Beaumont. Back in the Lone Star State, Lockett with a strong take. Kick out into the bench for Texas.
And here you see at the point guard, the freshman Madison Booker. She has played backup point guard to Rory Harmon this season, but now will be called on to be the primary ball handler as a starter tonight.
Yeah, Madison a little late to get back to join her teammates yesterday, stuck in some typical holiday travel issues, but no issues for the first trip down for Booker and company. A long outlet the other way to that great 6'6" target, Angel Jackson, who just can't make the bunny.
White will not be available tonight. She's 6'5", also off the bench. Layla Walker listed at 6'5", so Texas has size as well, and these two teams match up pretty well today on the inside.
Just a minute gone. Trying to find some points in the paint early. Jackson State gets them from Zakiya Mahoney.
I think that's a big key tonight. Who can guard the four-player for Jackson State, whether it's Mahoney or Rochelle?
And we talked about the constant Rory Harmon's been in protecting the rock. There's a turnover from Booker, and ultimately able to avoid giving up 2 points the other way. Shaylee Gonzales with the rebound. Nice patience paying off.
Well, two players getting into the starting lineup today due to injuries. Shay Holle re-entering the starting lineup. She was a starter on and off the last couple of seasons. Both of these teams, good offensive rebounding teams.
Booker with the rebound. When some of her taller teammates weren't available to start this season, you started to wonder if they would ever get their playing minutes back from Muhammad, as well as she has played. Transition opportunity, and Tyon Bowler, your preseason player of the year, and the SWAC.
Texas a little struggling running their offense. It's always a good idea, though, to get it inside to DeYona Gaston. Tough game today, though, for him, and I'm sure tough to see Rory Harmon sitting on the bench next to him. Plays both ends of the floor.
They're wrapping up here in Austin before they kick off conference play at home against Alcorn.
Well, it's just a staple, I think, for Tamika Reed's team, is to play a really, really tough non-con.
All 4 of Jackson State's points so far, rebounds on the offensive end.
And again, we see that matchup I talked about at the 4 position with Mahoney as a starter there, and Rochelle, who comes in for her. That is a mismatch often. She's such a steady player out there, can definitely knock those down.
Crump. And another offensive rebound for the Tigers. Flat-footed rejection from Gaston.
Yeah, you look at this number right here. Leaders in offensive rebounds. You see Texas, Jackson State right there in the middle of 3 and 4.
And Holle with the clean.
It's a lot in those two that you see in how they coach.
She's not wearing a suit jacket, but we think that jean jacket's a little subtle nod to Vic. We'll see how long it stays on.
Well, she mentioned that she liked the fact that Vic Schaefer, when he got his suit jacket off as the season, Patty Five.
And the jacket is off already here in the midst of the opening quarter. And an offensive foul for Jackson State. Texas up by 4.
Yeah, Texas, Shay Holle, she's doing it at both ends of the floor, getting the start today. Her dad, Carlos, who was a former basketball player himself, or her mom, Stephanie, who has just got kind of the same mentality as Vic Schaefer as well, wanted her to go to a school where Madison Booker would be pushed and be challenged.
Shaylee Gonzales knocks down 1 of the 2 technical free throws. And again, possession stays with the Longhorns after the intentional foul. The upgrade during the last break. Gonzales with the triple.
I like that aggressive look by Shaylee Gonzales right there. Jackson State had gone to a 1-3-1 defense.
Double-digit advantage for the home team. They wind up in the lap with Gonzales. Booker leading the charge. Has a couple of good options. It'll be fine.
They did their first quarter. They just haven't been able to capitalize on that with second chance points.
Maya Crump. A great baseline feed, but Texas just too much size and leads to the walk, along with 3 rebounds. Love her outside shot. Her to get back to the rebounding presence that she had to start the year.
Jackson State has some size, and that's what Coach Tamika Reed has really wanted to do, is when she goes out to recruit, find players with length.
Booker calls her up the floor with the grad student Luckett, the fifth-year starter. Last year was plagued with foul problems in Jackson when Texas paid a visit to Mississippi. And some acrobatics. As Trump with her first 2 points of the night. Gonzales draws the double team and fire with the...
Know how to find their post players on the interior. Their guard plays improved.
They'll settle for the 2 points this trip down. Longhorns will look for a stop on the other end. All points so far for the Tigers have come in the paint. 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. In fact, neither team last year shot particularly well from downtown in Jackson. We're talking to the top Longhorn on the men's side, Rodney Terry, and boy, he was singing the praises of what Roy Harmon means to this program. And just Shaylee Gonzales had that great cheering section back in Arizona a couple games back in her home state. Got fingertips on it, and it'll be the Longhorns who shoot 70% in the opening quarter while holding Jackson State under 20.
You know, I'm an Idaho girl, so having Washington playing Texas is pretty exciting.
Texas ending that opening frame on that 18-2 run. Longhorns up 23-8. You would think Jared Elliott took over as head coach.
In that first quarter, they were not able to convert. 4 for 12 on layups. They shot.
Doesn't need to make a lot of New Year's resolutions, but free throws maybe.
They have improved the statistic as well, as Texas is number 3 in the nation in field goal percentage at 51.8%.
They tried to reward their post.
We moved to a different arena due to condensation on the floor, so there was a delay.
Booker. 6 to shoot from the left elbow. That won't go. Crump with the rebound. Just 2 minutes gone here in quarter number 2. Longhorns up by 13 against the perennial SWAC favorites in Jackson State.
You're officiating, you're looking at the defense the entire time. You're not looking at the offense.
Just her 7th and 8th free throw attempts this year.
Dribble drive by Texas.
Again, no Rory Harmon available tonight for Texas to run this offense. Booker getting the start in her place. Booker only playing with one shoe right now. They'll go down low to Muhammad.
For shoe in this game. And Texas playing with some new tennis shoes out there.
Bless you. Booker. Both slippers currently on. Kick out to Holle, looking for her second triple.
For her teammates, and Shay Holle ready to go on that three-pointer.
No need for a gift receipt on that one. 5th assist for Booker, too shy already of her career high. And Angel Jackson, so they can find her in the post.
Ooh.
No need.
You have the green light. Shoot it all the time, anytime you need to.
Gonzales, little mid-range, knocks it down. Includes TCU with a new head coach. Oh, right through the wickets.
And keeping the shoe on.
Fans helping count down the shot clock. Booker draws contact through her first 13 collegiate games now.
Size and athleticism, and she has a ton of players that she can put in the lineup, switch the type of lineup she has, go with the big lineup with White out tonight. She's not playing 2 bigs, but look at that speed.
Really keep their foot on the pedal in ball games and be better at finishing games as well as they've played. And he brought up 2 names, TJ Ford.
That's Rory Harmon. She knows everything that's supposed to happen on the floor, demands a lot from her teammates. Taking care of the basketball, and she worked all throughout the summer on a couple of things. One was her shooting, and the second thing was her mental toughness and her ability to take care of the basketball, be a better leader.
15 to shoot. They'll go down low to Faye, able to measure that one.
Faye is just so strong on the inside. You let her bury you down low in the paint like that, she is going to score.
There's no lack of size on that bench for Vic Schaefer to go to at any moment. 6 second chance points. That's more points than most teams score against Texas all night.
He's a terrific rebounder defensively, and without Jones out there, you're missing some really critical pieces on the rebounding side of things.
A couple of players take a tumble, 4v4 moving forward. And feeling the contact, but can't get it to go. Breland, Longhorns back the other way, 2-on-1. Shaylee Gonzales will pull the trigger. Absolutely,
and she had 50 adoring fans and family in Arizona last week or a couple weeks ago. She has several family members also in the...
Gonzales, 12 points, first player in double digits so far tonight, including 3 3-pointers in her 8. Continuing to be undefeated as they still are through 12 games.
A lot of players that you can bring off the bench. Great scoring off the bench.
Under a minute and a half to go in this opening half. Final non-conference game for both of these teams. Jackson State will finally end a 5-game road swing against 5 Power 5 schools. Mahoney recognized the clock. Was it out of the hand?
It's great recognition right there by Mahoney.
That's a 20-point lead still for Texas. Gonzales. She can make it the leading scorer with 15 points in this ball game.
Well, we're really wondering what Texas was going to play like today with Rory Harmon out of the lineup, and they have really shown up here in the first half. Always difficult coming back from a 5-day break as well, so you're always concerned about the energy level, and then you go without your starting point guard who's an All-American. Vic Schaefer has to be happy with what his team has done here in the first half.
Texas can hold for the final shot before sprinting to the locker room with a lead. Booker gives more time. Drawn up. Comparison from the first half.
That one right there is the big story today, is the shooting percentages.
Yeah, no amount of offensive rebounds can help you. You can't finally put the ball in the bucket. Oh, Mahoney with great vision and the draw.
I think you can't really do the things you want to do or get into any kind of rhythm, but these are things that pay off later in the season when it comes to tournament time, and hopefully NCAA tournament time.
Booker. So Madison Booker on short notice getting the start today. She's 3 assists shy of a double-double. Texas has a numbers advantage, 3-on-2. Booker straight away. Gaston trying to clean things up. Gets the putback.
So athletic on the interior. Look out, coming the other direction for Jackson State.
For the grad program, Gaston. Rebound by Bowler. Longhorns defensively get back. And plenty of time to set up. They'll swing around the perimeter. That's Crump who finds Tyon Bowler.
Oh, nice ball movement right there by Jackson State, who just reverses the basketball, finds the open player, makes it look so simple on that play.
Not a lot.
DeYona Gaston's mom also played, I believe, at an HBCU. By Shaylee Gonzales, who's...
We called it poison when we were on the More high school.
That is impressive. 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year. I was looking at all the Gatorade Players of the Year that Texas has on their team.
Part of the USA U23 squad in that 3-on-3 Nations League. There's not a lot. Gaston with 9 points against Jackson State last year. Midway through the third quarter, Longhorns and Jackson State have each scored 8 points coming out of the halftime break. Shot clock dwindling down to 4. We'll see how mindful of that Haley Breland is. I don't think she is. They do get it out in time, and it's good from Andriana Avents.
And Avents has a couple of deep threes here today. She knew the shot clock was going down.
She hadn't scored all year. She was waiting for the big stage. on the 40 acres.
Well, she's one of those transfers coming in, trying to get some playing time, trying to prove herself.
Amo!
Keep their heads up, keep their energy up.
She's one of 13 different players
from Oregon. It was at Sac State, I believe, after that. And brings that style of open floor, love to screen and roll, let your players play offensively, and have a lot of freedom.
It's all or nothing. You can dominate your conference, but if you don't win that conference tournament, unless a conference with multiple at-large bids comes calling.
She understands that she wants to be in the NCAA tournament. That's why she has this non-conference schedule. She is preparing for conference and for the NCAA tournament, and that is what Jackson State is about.
A little 2-minute scoring drought here for Texas as a double 5. She'll go to line. And eventually transitioned to the hardwood.
A couple of years ago when Tech beat Texas on their home floor and had some shoulder
position with Mia Justice, but I recall Vic Schaefer a couple years ago at halftime actually playing some goalkeeper against his squad. This is the
coming in, getting more minutes this season, but a plethora of riches really on the bench for Vic Schaefer.
So often that some of the best players, when they have to sit out, they get a different perspective of the game.
Not playing tonight. Don't really have an update on her right now, but wasn't available for today's game. And Texas with the Big 12 conference play right around the corner.
You know, the folks in Waco are wondering. Gonzales.
Shaylee probably practiced that shot in their gym that they have at home. She has her own private gym, her parents do, and she shows videos all the time.
3 seconds separate the two clocks. Shaylee Gonzales, a game-high 18 points, one of 3 Longhorns in double digits. Swatted from behind.
Side just very strong in there, going up against 2 defenders for Jackson State. Vic Schaefer wanted something called there.
Vic Schaefer still coaching up his Longhorns with 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. They do have 3 seconds on the shot clock to worry about here. Not going to be able to get rid of it in time. And there'll be a couple seconds that they're going to have to put on the clock here for Jackson State. Texas still with a chance. Shay Holle makes up for lost time. Holle now gives the Longhorns 4 in double-digit scoring.
Texas 7 for 14 overall.
Big 12 newcomer of the year last year, coming over from BYU. Will have a chance to face her former team now in the Big 12. At least for 1 year before Texas heads to the SEC.
You can just see how much she's improved, that 6'4" frame. She's got such great length, speed. Yeah, look at last season compared to this season. Look at that shooting percentage, 66%. Shoots the ball better, gets better shots, I think, and then you just see everything. Her rebounding has been outstanding. At one point, she was 12th in the nation on offensive boards earlier in the season.
Gaston affecting that last shot. Jackson State now shooting 20%. Texas 50% from beyond the arc and 52% from a step inside. Gonzales, her 6th! With those 6 made triples. Last time they even did it 5 times in an entire season was that 88-89 season. And Andrea, you were on the last team that did it 6 times or more in a year. Gaston with the ball.
Her ability to move and catch and score is really admirable.
Dee's one of 5 players for Texas in double digits. She'll sit on 11 points a little longer after that missed free throw. 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. And again, more acrobatics.
Jackson State continues to play very hard. They keep their head up. It's not easy to come into an environment like this with a huge arena and be down.
Pocket picked, Crump on a little 4-0 run of her own. Holle tonight, 10 points on 4 of 7 from the floor. Has a couple of 3-pointers of her own. Back to Gaston, 2 more with a 10-point edge in the post, outscoring Jackson State 30-20 in the paint.
Get these quality minutes at the point guard by Shaylee Gonzales. 33 minutes today, so.
A big ovation for Shay.
Definitely a crowd favorite. Westlake High School graduate. She has paid her dues here. And he just said, you know, the more I put her on the floor, the better we are. I can't keep her off the floor either. So whether she's starting or coming off the bench, she's getting minutes.
Those 2 free throws from Tyon Bowler.
Well, just imagine if Jackson State could convert on some of those offensive rebounds. to be, once again, the difficult opponent in the SWAC for Jackson State.
Of course, Texas opened its season against Southern, 80-35. When Tonda, testing her range, takes a lap.
Dominated today. They need her in the lineup to get to the place they want to get to, which is a national championship this year, or at least to the finals. They haven't been as challenged as some of the other top teams in the nation this year. And how are they going to respond during conference play?
Yeah, reason to be optimistic, though, for Texas is they have taken care of those teams, whether they're strong.
And it is up there. I think they're in the top 3 nationally in margin of victory.
When Tonda denies access. Then a foul on Moore.
And one coming up here. Is it Saturday? They play Sunday.
One more from Mahoney.
There's the average net rankings. First 12 games, the average for the teams was 125. Their net rankings were. And the next 12 teams, I keep saying this, somebody might look over there and go, why is this madman over there stomping his foot? It's just the way it has to be. If you want to win a national championship, you have to.
Texas has outscored the Tigers 18-8 here in this fourth quarter. Another second chance opportunity. That one will.
And another offensive rebound. Today, Jackson State has been just unbelievable.
She's a couple of assists shy of a double-double. Joined by 4 other teammates with 10 points or more, including Booker.
Taylor Jones.
A hip injury. Seemed to be moving pretty well in practice. Gives you optimism that we'll see her back sooner than later.
I think Marie Harmon's maybe come off the bench once in her career, if I recall, at A&M a couple of years ago.
One in Tonda. Now to Booker, who will slow things down. Still 20 to shoot. .58% free throw shooter coming into tonight.
We've seen Aaliyah Moore be able to dominate on the inside, still trying to get those legs under her.
Offensive rebound from Bowler. Bowls are over.
Not one to miss time because of injuries or illness.
Texas aiming to make their 30th, obviously predating the NCAA. Aaliyah Moore thought she was vertical. Bulk of the starters now on the bench for Jackson State.
On the shot clock, though.
Faye with the feed. Muhammad.
I'll tell you what, persistence and patience, really, by Faye and making that pass, and then by Muhammad for finding a way to get up through those 2 smaller players.
I had maxed out my alliteration for that trip down the floor. As Muhammad.
Practice schedule that on day 1 he does every single year. On day 2 he does the same thing every single year. It's defense. And like she pursues rebounds. It's a good job by her. Not known to be a huge scorer on the interior.
Saved, but to the wrong team. Maul. And she will go to long.
Looking forward to her playing better and having less frustrations maybe in second half of the season.
And the former Cedar Park High School Timberwolf led them to 2 5A state titles. Woodhouse, no matter. 2-on-1 the other way. Back to Maul. Count it.
Like usual, this kind of play, as we see the bench going crazy. It starts with defense for Texas and a great defensive play by one and Tom. Then just a good job of sharing the basketball, getting everyone involved.
And this elicits a celebration from the likes of Taylor Jones that leads you to believe number 44 is going to be back on the floor pretty soon.
Yeah, she jumped up pretty quickly off the bench right there. She looked pretty mobile. She has been plagued with injuries throughout her career, and I know this has to be A little bit disappointing to have to sit out right now with another injury.
It's unlikely Texas was going to eclipse 100 points for a 6th time this year. They're tied for 1st in the country with 5. But just a couple of scores away, perhaps. And a foul is going to be whistled. Avent. No free throws this year coming into this game. Following the game, stick around, watch here on Longhorn Network for Texas Game Day Final. Now over in the Big Easy.
What a luxury it's been to be a Texas fan this year with volleyball winning the national championship, with Texas being at number 5 for women's basketball. Sugar Bowl for football right now in the playoffs.
And then football apparently is maybe back to his former employer, and they faced him last year in the bowl. It would give the Texas administration long enough to light the tower orange and celebrate that one in style. And a little contact, no foul called, and shot clock is turned off. Texas can dribble this one out unless they're determined to hit the century mark. They could do it with a walk-off 3. Have a feeling that 97-52 is going to be our final.
I will tell you what, with no Rory Harmon, no Taylor Jones, Texas, what a terrific outing for them today. Played well after 5 days off.
Texas 13-0, perfect through the non-conference. Now time to defend their Big 12 title in their final path through the Big 12 conference.